I think it did catch the mistake. We just put in the batter for the Titanic cake.
Awesome.
It's time for the eggs.
Time for the eggs. To the Eggmobile.
Can I do the eggs?
You can
You
do
can
one.
each one.
Yeah.
The
Olympic is, but
Beautiful egg dome. Beautiful.
yes.
Alright, here we go. Here's another one. No pressure.
Newest invention, fingers.
Oh, this one's slow.
Whoa.
Alright, you want to do the third one? Alright.
Will this one live up to the others? Find out next time. Yes, it did.
Whoa, well played.
Alright, what's next? A whole cup of milk.
Yeah, earlier we just spilled it, and we learned how not to fight gravity and spill cake mix all over the floor. This guy,
Alright, let's take a look.
Oh yeah, that's one cup.
You got that right. You betcha.
Tell me about it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Waterfall.
Yes.
And lastly, we need a cup, or half a cup. I almost went very bad. So half a cup would be a little more, a little more. You're doing great. Doing great. There we go. Right there.
All right, we've added everything that was in the box. We've got all the.
stir.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Look at my nose.
Applesauce. Where's the box?
Applesauce.
This
All of it?
All of it.
Let's see if this ruins it.
Oh. I've never heard of putting applesauce in a cake. It grows so fast. What is your mom feeding you?
Applesauce.
How's the batter
It's
looking?
beautiful.
Looking great.
Let's
need to
watch
get
her
the cat in the
awkwardly
shot.
stir. Close your eyes.
Woo!
We want to get
We
the
need the cat in
corners
the shot.
and the edges.
Get it? Yeah. Oh.
Oh, there you
Ooh, that
go.
one
Nice
was
coverage.
saucy. $3.25 for dark and non-stick pan.
Right, there we go.
I am going to put the yummy batter in the pan.
There we go.
Mom, what was this jumping on the bag?
This doesn't look like it's gonna fill up.
Photo of my nose.
Hang on.
It's okay if they're a little bit uneven, because the biggest one we'll put on the bottom and the thinner one we'll put on top.
Pan, 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 pan. Pan,
Last
pan,
bits
pan,
in the pan. There we go.
Pan, 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 pan.
Must
You don't see me here. I'm definitely not interfering. It definitely wasn't bothering me that you didn't scrape the whole bowl out. We'll start with 24 minutes and we'll see. We are using the Wilton Color Right.
It's like the cake pudding.
Isn't that cute? So we're going to pick the color of the water that we want.
Yeah, I think it's more like the one with like 40 drops in it.
I think you're right.
This is called putting the icing in the bowl.
I hope no one's tried to bake the Titanic, because that would be a pretty big oven that you would need.
Well, you need like 40 ovens to do that.
Exactly. Probably.
Some very big industrial ovens.
Liz, how many ovens do you think it would take to bake the Titanic?
Good question.
Do you know how big the Titanic
Over
measures?
3 football fields.
Over 3 football fields.
Oh, then we just need 3 ovens that are each of the size of a football field.
Yeah, so.
Ooh, and then if we just cut the Titanic in 3 sections,
Yeah.
then we can put each section into these
Exactly.
very large ovens and set it to bake.
That smells so good right now.
We wanna eat it.
right?
I could eat just icing straight out of the carton, honestly.
So good.
And I've done
I
it
could
before, I will
throw
do it again.
this. Now we need the blue.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Squeeze it just a tiny bit. Oh, there you go, that's a drop. Keep going, you have 7 more of those.
Learn something new every day. Here.
Wow, it's very good.
It's gonna be a 2-man job. Make sure.
Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna try.
But
Go, 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 go.
Oh god, oh god! Mom interference! Get that glove!
How many spatulas does it take to make blue icing?
300.
As many ovens as it takes to cook a Titanic. We'll probably use fondant for the icebergs
Yeah.
as opposed to icing.
Well,
So
no,
we
yeah,
need
but I
to-
meant like if we have too much water or white in the water, then like it'll take the attention away from the iceberg, which is what really ended all of this anyway.
Now, they might not be done because I put it on the least amount of time, but we are going to test inside of the cake to make sure that it's cooked. If it doesn't pass the test, it is back in the oven, right, Fifi? So
First, I take a toothpick. It doesn't matter how big it is. Then you put it down the center. Let's see if this cake is ready.
Perfect.
okay, if it comes out clean, that means it's done. It's got the
Perfect.
little bits on it that show us that it's cooked on the inside. It didn't leave the like wet batter on it.
This is another one, the moment of truth.
Oh, that one was perfect. Oh, even more perfect.
Now what needs to happen next is the cakes must go in the freezer to freeze so it's easier to stack them.
Heck yeah.
I am coloring these things to go on the Titanic using this edible marker.
These are for the windows
Of the
Titanic. Mom is making the bow of the Titanic.
5 drops of black because it's not a lot of fondant. We shouldn't need
How
as
much
many drops.
red?
Let's start with 5 and fold it over itself like making a sandwich. Then squish it down with your palm.
How not to teach people about making fondant.
I think maybe we have enough red dye in there.
Okay, call you red-handed.
I think I need more black in this.
Like you haven't mixed it yet.
Mom interference.
Part
See, like you just
57.
gotta keep working it in to mix it in. Okay, so now it needs to go just a little bit above this part here. If you can just even out.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey Mom, look how the fondant turned out to go.
How did you manage to do that? So we flattened out the fondant, and now I'm just testing it to see if there was enough fondant. I still gotta cover that side. Because it's gonna be on an angle here, I can cut off the remaining here and just plaster it upside there. We're not going for perfection, we're going for close enough.
My hand tips are now magenta.
Magenta? That's a new color.
Would you like?
What?
Flavors? What flavor?
No, we're all gonna go.
My hands look like this, so the fondant can look like that.
What we want is we want red just around here and covering this bottom.
We just put it on like that?
I believe so. Get a nicer...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I fold it over.
We're gonna stick it to this fondant.
Look at those action scenes.
Don't breathe on the food.
Oh, well, the only problem is now this one didn't quite go over as well as it probably should have.
That's okay, because that's gonna be near... We can cover that part
that's
with blue
okay.
icing. See how much nicer?
Oh, definitely.
That was very pleasing.
And it is just facing forward, looking at the sky.
That, and then we'll just cover that with icing and nobody will know. Now we're gonna get water to clean this up, and then we will stick this part to that part. Oh boy.
For more funny fun.
Yeah. To loosen the cake from the bottom.
So then she turns it over and shakes it, that it doesn't go and doesn't come out.
This one looks a bit taller than that one.
So we'll put this one on the bottom and this one on the top. Glob. Yeah. Glob,
Okay, that's-
glob. Too much. Now it's time to cut open the cake and eat it. Just kidding, it's just kidding.
Nice.
That's a lot of top. Do you want to icing the middle?
Yeah, yummy.
Okay, try not to press it down. You want to lightly just skim over top.
No, wait.
Ooh, that was very beautiful. That's what it's looking like.
Loosening the edges.
Loose.
The moment of truth.
Let's
my
eat
handprints
it.
on there.
That's okay.
So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a layer of this icing over all of it. So,
Freeze it?
and then we'll refreeze it again.
Mom interference. You should add a counter of how many times Mom had to interfere.
Did you just lick your fingers?
Dun,
Go
dun,
wash
dun.
your hands.
Oh.
Busted! Here's what I'm doing. I've got squished marshmallows in here by guess who, because they're pink tinted. And I've rolled out some white fondant to create a nice lumpy iceberg for the cake. And we'll leave this part a little bit lumpy because icebergs aren't perfect.
But we love them anyway.
And I'll be glossing them because icebergs are water and are glossy. To
Today is the next day.
The next day.
And we are going to put the very small funnel stuffed with cake, the leftover cake. I am going to food dye this because we need to color it yellow and black in order to get the Titanic's funnel. And we're going to cover the cake with blue icing. I was
Saucepan
thinking
is
just
back.
one and then we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Here's the color of the icing so far. I think it needs to be a little more darker. I think that's as dark as it's gonna get. Yellow? Okay. So one drop to start.
That's pretty bright.
Yeah.
Do you think this is close enough?
How about adding just another drop of yellow to darken it, Fifi?
That might do
Um,
something.
Dark yellow,
It's
can
more
I
like
go?
yellow. It looks a little more like red.
That doesn't stir
The
it, Fifi.
cherry
How about we have some adult interference?
Guys, it's cake interference.
Most of the stack is going to be yellow, and then just around the top is going to be black.
But how are we supposed to get it out on the stack?
Very carefully.
Oh, come on. Can you stop saying that?
I think that's as good as
Yeah,
it's
that's
gonna get for our amateur
Oh.
skill.
We are now trying to put the icing on the cone. I know you just iced it.
Multivitamins interference. I am spreading the C. Okay, which is technically the blue icing, which is C. Okay, I'm just gonna pop that in the freezer.
Such a little sentence. Like, how is it, that is such a messy cake.
Look at that smooth edge. Woohoo!
Stop.
Slap a whole bunch of icing on top.
I am making the cake look wavy, but right now it looks like there's been a hurricane in the ocean. So right now I'm going blah, blah, blah to make the cake look like it has a bunch of waves.
Let's smooth the sides again one more time.
The moment of truth. No pressure.
Lizzie can do it.
Lizzie's recording.
This Titanic. Well, this isn't working.
Huh. This is gonna go over the edge, so that's no good. So we're gonna also have to push the Titanic up.
Push
Can we
the
push
Titanic
it down, maybe? We're gonna take some white icing and we're gonna put it on this side.
And some of it just got in the water. That's okay.
Now we're ready to put on the windows. We're gonna take a spoon of icing, and I'm gonna just dip my arm right in the cake and ruin everything. We're gonna take the window that was a candy. It was a soother candy that we snapped in two pieces. We're gonna put a tiny little dot.
And secure it to the.
The yellow ones are on the black part.
There we go.
You need to get the hell out of the kitchen.
Is our letters that we're going to spell Titanic on the side with. Look at the O and look at the 0. Look at the I and look at the 1. It spells oi.
That's what you wanted to show people? Just wanted to get the adult interference.
Now it's time to add the window.
Yay. Like,
The Titanic's windows are getting dismantled.
They don't want to be on the Titanic.
The city.
You guys.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
lick your finger, go wash your hands.
Ready to see the horrible other side of the Titanic? Dun dun!
Liz interference. Sounds like you're saying.
No, I don't get how school bus drivers sit there and drive a school bus. Random shout out to school bus drivers.
hail to the bus driver, bus driver, bus driver. Hail to the bus driver, bus driver, man.
Now we place the icebergs on the Titanic. This is the starboard or right side of the Titanic, which it ran into the iceberg on the starboard side of the ship.
cool. Very historically accurate. Okay, so we're just gonna try to smooth out the funnel a little bit more because it was hard to smooth out the first layer because of the way it sticks to the cone. I'm hoping I can just dip this in and that will be enough to make a black ring around the tip. If I can lift this out. Nope! We're gonna have to use toothpick because it's gotta go against gravity. It's gotta hang out at a crazy angle. Did it even go in? I did, yes.
Here's all the toothpicks that you need.
Ah, you're rolling away from me!
Now you won't.
Okay, no!
Terrifying.
Need a hammer on here. So we're gonna take the rest, and we don't need to put icing on it because there's already icing here. Pull out happy birthday, and then see if you have enough for Fiona.
Elliot, go wash your hands. Your hands were in your mouth.
We are putting on little rabbit ears, the lifeboats, on the cake.